Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to my channel Start Studies Core. Today in kinematics part 4, we will be discussing speed, types of speed, unit, dimensions and how to conceptualize about them. But before that, it would be very nice if you already subscribed my channel, and if you didn't do so till now, please I request you to do it so that we will stay in one page and any new video uploaded will be seen in your notification icon. So let's get started here. In the previous class, we discussed about path length and displacement, and I hope it was very much enjoyable for you, and at the same time you also understood what is the difference and what path length is, how it is a scalar quantity and displacement a vector quantity. But today this is not the case. We are going to discuss only speed. Why only speed? Well, when we are discussing about speed, we do have a concept of velocity there. There is, of course, there is a comparison. Their unit is the same. It can be centimeter per second or meter per second or kilometer per hour, and same unit also valid for velocity. Unit is same, dimension is same, because speed is actually the distance traveled. Okay, it can be displacement in case of velocity, so it will be the displacement in that particular interval of time. So there is, we are taking an interval. Okay, here also the same thing, distance traveled divided by the total time taken or the interval of time. So you can see speed and velocity both are somehow common. The only difference, speed is a scalar and velocity is a vector, makes all the sense about it. So I would choose to rather stay with speed for this video, because it is so we need to discuss many things in this particular video. We can cover a velocity afterwards. And before that, what is its dimension? Speed, as you have already seen, dimension you can find out from the formula itself. So if it is distance traveled by time, I can also write distance is measured in L length and time is t. Okay, and there is no mass conversation here. So I will be putting in dimension, it would be m0, L as 1, t is divided, so I can write it as -1, right? So this would be the dimension for speed as well as velocity. I hope you remembered everything from this unit and dimension chapter. I made a list of proper all the dimension of all physical quantities, known quantities. You must have remembered it. So let's move on and start with speed. So as I already defined about speed, speed can be of different types. You must be guessing it also, because you also understood it from previous years in class 10 also, 9 also. First, it can be a uniform speed. Okay. Second, it can be a variable one. Third, speed can be taken as average speed also, and it can be instantaneous. So what is the basic difference when we will consider all these things? And this will be also same with velocity factor, but for now we will stick to speed only. So when we are talking about speed, we are simply saying that it is the ratio of total path length or the actual distance traveled divided by time. As I said earlier, total path divided by total time. This is the simplest form of definition of speed. Okay, now the definition you have to remember, the units and dimension attached to a physical quantity you should be remembering. Now what is a uniform speed? Now if an object is moving with a uniform speed, then that means equal distance in equal time. Okay, what does that mean? That means if I make a graph of a uniform speed, how it would look like? Just let me draw it for you. This is a different page I brought you in. Now I am drawing one x-axis here, okay, and this is y-axis. I am drawing it here. This is a graph paper same as yours. The only thing is I have a black graph paper and you have a white black paper, so it doesn't make any difference, I think so. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. When we will say that this is, I am noting all the units, I am giving it as 1 unit. So 1, 2, 3. So x-axis I am taking time here, and in here I am taking the distance of it, or distance traveled, right? So if a body, like starting from rest, if origin is the rest, from 0 to 1 in 1 hour, let it be 1 hour, okay, 0 to 1 hour, and this is also 1 hour. So here the body covered 1 kilometer, okay, this is also 1, 2, 3, and distance in kilometer here, and x-axis time in hour. So when we are talking about uniform speed, we are telling that equal distances in equal time. That means if the duration is 1 hour, then it must be covering the equal distance. So at 1 hour, the body happens to travel 1 kilometer. So I plotted it like this, okay. Then in another 1 hour, the body happened to travel another kilometer, which is at 2. From 1 to 2, it is 1 kilometer. So this point should be touching the x coordinate as well as the y coordinate. That's why I have drawn it at the corner here, right? Similarly, at 3, it should be touching here. So when you join the lines, the dots together, you will get like this. Okay, this is the graph of a uniform speed. So when we speak about uniform speed, it is equal distance in equal time. Okay, then only we can say that this is the body is traveling in uniform speed. That means if you are not, what are the examples of these ones? Like if every day in 24 hours, we are like in every 24 hours we are finished, the earth is finishing one rotation around itself, okay. So that is a uniform speed, we can say, okay. Then we will move on to variable one. In variable one, when we discuss when we are telling variable, it means equal distance. We must be capable of understanding it. It may be equal distance, okay, but in unequal time. That means the interval of time, it may be 1 hour, and in the next period it may be 2 hours, in next period it may be 0.5 hours, like that. Or it can be unequal distances in equal time. So it would be very nice if I'll show you it in the graph. So you will have a very, very good understanding about what is a variable velocity. Let's see. This I have shown you in uniform speed, right? Now I want to show you in variable speed, which is equal distances in unequal interval of time. That's why I'm taking another graph, so it would be very easy for you to understand. Again, I'll be drawing an x-axis and y-axis as well. Okay, so that it would be very like understandable for you. You can understand it pretty well. This is the origin, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis, right? So when we are speaking about variable speed, I will convey this. This is in time, and this is in distance traveled. Okay, then we will get the speed of it. Now let's say in 1 hour the body traveled 1 kilometer. In next the finish of second hour or another 1 hour, I will tell the second hour it finished 2 kilometer. Okay. In the third hour, it finished 2.5 kilometer. That means only 0.5 kilometer it traveled. So let's plot these three information in here. Okay. So in first hour, it finishes 1 kilometer. Let it be this one. Okay. For corresponding to x coordinate and as well as y coordinate. In the second hour, which is 2 here, in second hour, the body finishes 2 kilometer. That means it is not 2. It is not 2 here. It would be 2 kilometers. So starting from here, if it is 1, it would be 3. So basically, it finishes 2 kilometers after 1 kilometer. Okay. So in next 1 hour, the body finishes 2 hours. 2 kilometers. So I'll be plotting here, right? Now again, after third hour, I am taking here equal interval. Okay. Now see, this interval is equal, and the distances we can easily see it is unequal. And that's where the variable speed came into play. Now in the third hour, 2.5 kilometers. So after 3 kilometers, again 2.5. So that would be, I have to take 4, 5 and 5.5, which is a little beyond scope of my region. So I will just narrow it down to little bit so that it will be visible for you. So if it is 3, it is 4, it is 5, and this is 5.5. So the point here at 3, it would be pointing like this here. Okay. Now we will try to join all the points. What am I getting here? You can see when I am joining the points, it's a steep curve. It is not a linear one like the uniform velocity, is it? It is not. So it may happen after 3 hours the body stopped. Stopped means it will be parallel to this axis. Okay, to x-axis. So this is a variable graph, and when it is variable speed, it may be equal distances in unequal time. I would personally suggest please do a graph of it equal distance versus unequal time in your graph copy, so you will be quietly you will be also clarified about it. I have drawn the unequal distances in equal time, which is also I have drawn in front of you, so you can refer to it and draw it. Next would be the average one. What is an average velocity? Now, if the object is moving with the if the body is moving with a variable velocity, then only we can talk about average velocity. Why? Because we have to average it out. Like in the graph, you can see in 1 hour it is moving 1 kilometer. In 2 hours it is moving another 2 kilometers. In third hour it is moving another 2.5 kilometers. So we need to average them out. How to average them? From the total time you will take 1, 2, 3, it is 3 hours, right? And then you will add up all the distances traveled, actual paths taken. That is 1 kilometer, here it is 2 kilometers, here it is 2.5 kilometers, then you will add up. So it will be 4.5, 5.5 kilometer, right? So total time taken, you will calculate total distance traveled, you will calculate, then you will calculate the average speed depending upon whether the object is at a constant speed with each other or whether it is at variable speed. Okay. So average speed for a given motion is defined by the ratio of total distance by total time, as I have drawn so. So if somebody is asking you find the variable speed of something, then you should be knowing that first of all the body is traveling with variable velocity. Then only you went to cover up the average speed of it. So the formula is basically quietly like it is very simple. Total distance divided by total time. This is it. Okay, this is the average speed. Now the average speed also it can be described as if like a body is moving with different velocities at different time. Okay, now let take a particle which is oscillating. Okay, it is having oscillatory motion and it is covering v1, v2, v3 speeds in t1, t2, t3 time respectively. Okay, so how you will deal with the distance part, how you will calculate the average speed? Are you going to add them up? No, you first have to decide what will be the distances. How to calculate it? The distances will be v1 t1, v2 t2. You will multiply these two to get the individual s1 distances, and similarly for s2 this is equal to this one, and s3 equals to v3 t3. So this will be the distances. After calculating the distances, you will do what? You will add them up like this. Total distance traveled हो गया. उसके तापर तमे कौन करिवो? t1 plus t2 plus t3 कर दबो. Okay, then only you can find the average speed पाई परिबो गोटे पार्टिकल रो. सो तुमको जदि वेलोसिटी देइची, टाइम देइची, डिस्टेंस देइनी, then you must need to find out the distances first, so that you can add s1 plus s2 plus s3, which is actually v1 t1 plus v2 t2 plus v3 t3, and distances re divide karibo tomoro time, which is t1 plus t2 plus t3. So first of here I want to say that average speed is actually the arithmetic mean. Okay, it is the arithmetic mean of individual speed. तो हमें जमती मीन बाहर करो सेटा ही एटा सेमती ही करा जाउछि. The only difference you are calculating it in speed. तापरे आमे instantaneous को पळेबो. Instantaneous रे सबुटु लास्ट रे आमे पढिथिले. What is why we are coming to then आमे जदि variable पढुछे, average पढिछे, what is the point in coming to the instantaneous speed? See, the speed can be uniform, non uniform आमे कहिथिले. So जेतेबेले non यूनिफॉर्म मोशन को आसुची सेते बेले ही आमे कंसीडर करूचे जे आमे इंस्टैंटेनियस स्पीड को भी जिब्बा दरकार. काहेकि ना आमे सबु बेले जानिने जे बॉडी टी को केते डिस्टेंस कवर करची एट अ पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. सो व्हेन द स्पीड ऑफ एन ऑब्जेक्ट इज वेरी वेरिएबल एंड इट पोजेस डिफरेंट स्पीड्स एट डिफरेंट डिस्टेंस. सो कोन होची जेतेबेले तमरो डिफरेंट स्पीड रहूची एट डिफरेंट इंस्टेंट और टाइम, सेते बेले ही एटा ड्यूरेशन कथा मु कहूनी, एटा मु टाइम कथा कहूची एट सम सर्टेन टाइम. सो सेते बेले आमे गोटे इंस्टेंट ने की गोटे वन इंस्टेंट ऑफ टाइम ने की तार इंस्टेंटेनियस स्पीड आमे बाहर करूचे. सो बेसिकली तुमरो यूनिफॉर्म स्पीड ता छाड़ी देले वेरिएबल स्पीड हो, एवरेज स्पीड हो, इंस्टेंटेनियस हो, सबुठी एटा नॉन यूनिफॉर्म ही रहूची. So how we are describing it? We are describing it like that. It is like limit x tends to 0, t tends to 0, delta t tends to 0, but not actually 0. Del x by del t equals to delta x by delta t, or you can write it as dx by dt. This is also called instantaneous value. How we deal with how to calculate it? Well, this is the differentiation of the distance with respect to time, where there is a limit that delta t tends to 0. Now आमे सेटा ग्राफ रे केमते represent करिबा, let's see. एटी मु आ गोटे ग्राफ कली तो तुमरो जदी नॉन यूनिफॉर्म स्पीड अछि, जेमति कि मु वेरिएबल ले भी देखैतिली, it can go very steep, it can go come down like this, it is never a straight line or a linear one. So जदी तुमको एमती गोटे ग्राफ पड़ला, से ग्राफ टा ड्रॉ करला बेलकू एमती हैला. So it is obviously, you know now, it is somehow like variable speed it is happening, and here obviously you are taking here distance. Okay, and here you are taking the time axis with the origin. So it tome kemti karibo. What you will do is basically you will draw the coordinates of 2 points. like this, so that you can have a slope of the point you are describing. I have taken 2 points, P1 and P2. So what I will do, I will just draw the mutual components so that they will intercept at certain points. Let them be y1 and y2, and here it is x1 and x2, which is referring to time, of course. So I can, in place of x1, I can also write it as t1. Okay, so that is no harm, t1 and t2. So y2 minus y1 divided by t2 minus t1 gives me the value of instantaneous dx by dt, which is also equal to tan theta of this triangle shape. Why? Because if I am taking a tangent, I am drawing a tangent here. Let me draw it in the red color so you can see. Let me draw a tangent over here, which will only touch one point in this particular curve, and this tangent, if I'm thinking it is instant, it is very small one, then I'll ignore this part. Okay, so what I'll do, I will think of this angle as theta. So tan theta will be actually perpendicular by base. So what is perpendicular? Perpendicular are the two components y2 and y1. You can see for yourself. This portion will be actually y2 minus y1. Okay, the perpendicular P by B equal to y2 minus y1 divided by B will be this portion, and this portion means t2 minus t1. Because there is no sign convention in time, that's why I am not giving any sign convention here. So this will give you the amount of speed at that instant of time, t2 minus t1, which is y2 minus y1 expressed in terms of tan theta, which is the slope of the graph. Okay. So I think you are very clear in here, and it is very helpful for you all. We will be solving problems together on this chapter also, but for now it would be instantaneous speed, which is also non-uniform motion. I would also like to say whether if a body is traveling in a straight line, if a body is traveling in like this, making an angle 45 degree with the origin or x-axis, then it would be called as it is in uniform speed, we will say. Okay. And if the body is simply like a straight line which is parallel to the time axis like this, then we would say this is all our position time graphs. You should remember these are all position and time graphs. If it is like this is traveling with uniform speed, and obviously if it is parallel to the time axis, that means the body is at rest at a particular position. Okay, so these graphs you should remember. I have already drawn the instantaneous speed. Before that I have drawn the variable speed one, which is also very clarified to you, and before that I have drawn the uniform speed in front of you. And if you have any doubt, please write to me in my comment section, and if you do like my video, please subscribe my channel. I don't want to bore you with subscribing. Do subscribe, stay tuned, and please do study at home. Any doubt, come to me, we will solve it together. Have a good day.